More music.
Oh my God.
Here goes. Glenn Hughes across the airway right now. Get ready.
Now this is Freddie McGregor, and you're tuned in to the baddest rhythm of all time.
Grant's Rock Warehouse is trying to change the world, one track at a time.
Are we on the air?
Yes, you are.
More music, more of the time.
Grant's Rock Warehouse.
Don't understand what's going on here.
Welcome to Grant's Rock Warehouse, and tonight we are live. It's another episode in our One and Done series. Tonight we are looking at the one album from G-Force. This was a Gary Moore project in 1980. We want to hear from you. Let's do it.
Grant's Rock Warehouse. Now with the look and feel of hand-tooled leather.
All right, welcome everybody. We are live, and look at this panel. We've got Webb, we've got Cretin, we've got BM Bolt. God, beautiful people. Oh, yeah. I thought that maybe DC'd be here, but he's out playing ball. So you're going to have to just deal with us. I know it.
He's going to get hurt.
A show without DC is not quite the same, but you'll be okay. So anyway, how is the panel tonight? Nice to see everybody.
Wonderful.
Good. Nice to see you.
Logan Collins is high. Of course, he always is. I've been dancing with Mr. Granite, so he's been knocking. He won't. What? Well, Logan, I hope you're not doing heroin, because I thought your mother raised you better than that.
Why is there so much GNR chat on the? There's too much GNR chat. Come on.
I don't think G-Force has anything to do with Guns N' Roses. Yes. Here we have a normal greeting. Steven, nice to see you. Thank you for being normal.
Man.
I'm high on the horse. Oh, I'm sure Connie's just proud to death of you. I'm sure she's just tickled. You and your heroin addiction. That's sweet. That's good. All right, everybody. So tonight we are talking G-Force. It's the One and Done series. You know how this show works. We go around to the panel. Everybody talks. They give their little brief synopsis and the rating out of 10. And really? Logan. Connie's your dealer?
Logan's, what? He's distracting you, Greg.
He is distracting me. Anyway, it's fine. We're loose here in the warehouse. So anyway, we know how the show works. Everybody goes through, they give their synopsis and their rating out of 10. For those that know this G-Force album, we'll want to know your rating. But Cretin, show them your notes, Cretin. Go ahead, show them. Look at him. So meticulous. Cretin, do you want to talk about G-Force a bit? Give us a brief intro. Can you do that?
Yeah, sure.
100% Cretin, let him run wild.
How's my volume? Can you hear me okay?
Whatever. Go ahead. Just talk loud, Cretin.
No,
Check
I can.
1, 2.
Hold on, I'll bring you up a little bit. Go ahead.
1, 2, 1, 2. Mic check. 1, 2.
Does everybody hear Cretin all right? I got him.
Okay.
Cretin could. I can't boost him up any louder. Okay. He's all the way up.
I'll start. Wait, I'm still not loud enough?
You know what? I'm not sure what kind of equipment you have, Cretin, but you might want to invest.
Let me turn off the air conditioner.
There's Tia going to primp him up a little bit before he comes back.
No, that didn't work. They couldn't hear me with that at all.
God damn,
How
he's
about
a professional.
now? Am I good now? Is that
I mean,
better?
I got levels, but just do it. Do it, Cretin. We'll be all right.
G-Force, starring Gary Moore, came out May 30th, 1980. It was recorded December of 79 and January 1980. When this came out, it was just released under the name G-Force. On all the reissues now from 90 on, it just says Gary Moore, G-Force. And the other guys aren't even credited in the credits, allegedly. So That's bad on the labels and Gary. Now, this was produced by the band, and the band, of course, consists of Gary Moore on guitar, Tony Newton on bass, Mark, and I hope I'm pronouncing his last name right, Nauseef?
Sounds right.
Nauseef.
Okay, Mark Nauseef on drums, and Willie Dee on lead and backing vocals, and some other instruments here and there. There's some guests on the record. Tom Scott, the famous jazz saxophone player, plays sax on track 8. And some of these guys they come from great stock. Tony Newton played the bass player, played with a lot of the Motown acts, Jackson 5, Marvin Gaye, Aretha Franklin, Smokey Robinson and the Miracles, the Temptations, Diana Ross and the Supremes, John Lee Hooker, Tony Williams, Lifetime. There's someone for you, Webb. Tony Williams on the drums. Wow. And Alan Holdsworth. So the pedigree of Tony Newton on bass. And then you got Mark on the drums. He played with Elf because, like Ronnie James Dio, he's from Cortland, New York, upstate from me over here in New York.
He's your neighbor, Cretin.
Yeah, really. He
100%.
played in the Ian Gillan band. Thin Lizzy, he helped out with Phil Lynott or Lynott, whichever way you want to go. Played with Jack Bruce, Andy Summers from the Police. So this rhythm section is freaking phenomenal. And of course, I should mention that Willie Dee played on the third album, the one not on Capricorn Records, on Warner Brothers, by Captain Beyond. He's the lead singer on the third Captain Beyond record of all places. Whoa. The one called Dawn Explosion. That's where Willie Dee is from. And Gary Moore, he was Gary Moore's Grinding Stone. He was with the original Skid Row from Ireland, not the American Skid Row. Played with Thin Lizzy on and off, played with Phil. And this was his, this album came out between his first and second solo album. And I have that somewhere. I lost my place here. His first album is, oh, geez. I don't see it on my notes.
All right, what is it? What is it, Byron?
Here it is. Back on the Streets was his debut solo album.
Damn it, Byron. You're supposed to swoop in there.
And Corridors of Power, 1982. This came out in 1980. Right in the middle. It's got 9 tracks. The reissues have 10 tracks because they subdivide our favorite song, I think it's our favorite song, into 2 parts, the instrumental guitar solo and then the body of the vocal part of the song itself. But we're going to say it's 9 tracks here. And that's what we're going with today. That's the history on the album.
All right. Thank you, Mr.
Jet Records, I forgot to mention.
All right. Thank you, Cretin. Let's throw it over to Mr. BM Bolt. We'll come back to you. I appreciate that. What? Webb, what are you doing? Jumping up and down?
I'm saying that's a great choice by you to let Byron go.
Well, Cretin's so good at introductions. I'm just saying I'm trying to mix it up. All right, Mr. BM Bolt, what's your thoughts on this record and your rating out of 10? And is there anything that you want to elaborate on that Davey did?
I got a lot of notes here still.
Go ahead.
Cool. Davey didn't cover everything that I got.
Oh,
I got a lot of stuff here.
Go ahead.
So,
now, ladies, before you start, though, I want to say that don't forget that Mr. BM Bolt loves Gary Moore, right? Yes, you do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead.
He's my Brian Wilson.
Okay.
You.
Ooh.
I don't know.
Well, he's no Brian Wilson, but.
All right. So, Gary Moore, he quit Thin Lizzy in July 79 in the middle of their tour. He always seemed to quit bands at the wrong time, it seems like. But he is already signed to Jet Records, like Davey had mentioned, because Back on the Streets was on Jet in the United States. His manager at this time, Don Arden owned Jet Records, and I think Sharon Osbourne was assigned to Gary at this point in his career. For this album, I think Gary wanted to hop onto the whole Eddie Van Halen Guitar Hero bandwagon. There's a guitar solo on here, kind of like Eruption kind of a thing, and he would do that on quite a few albums. But Gary knew Mark Nauseef from Thin Lizzy, like you guys had mentioned. He was in Thin Lizzy. Mark, okay, I'm going to start talking a little about Glenn Hughes here because Mark knew Glenn Hughes from Glenn's Play Me Out album in '77. So Glenn and it was originally going to be Glenn, Gary, and Mark Nauseef. So, but right prior to this, Glenn had been doing the 4 on the Floor thing, which we've talked about that band.
Disco, yeah.
Disco. That's one of the best disco albums ever made.
Oof.
That 4 on the
It's
Floor
great.
actually, the 4 on the Floor got released September 17th of 1979, which was before this album got released. I'm assuming that was all recorded before Glenn got involved with the whole G-Force thing, though. They rehearsed quite a bit in LA, but Glenn was pretty screwed up on the drugs at this point, and Gary wasn't into drugs. He did like to drink, though. The songs I have heard, I don't think anybody's ever, outside of the people in the circle, have heard any of the songs that they did with Glenn, but from what I've heard, they were very soulful tracks. The story is on Glenn's birthday, which is August 21st, he got really trashed and quit the band. And then he decided he wanted to come back to the band, but Sharon said, no, get your shit together and you're not coming back. So they ended up hiring Tony Newton, like Davey was saying. Tony's a great bass player. And then, like you said, they brought in Willie Dee on vocals, and I just found out recently that he was the singer in Captain Beyond on that one album. There's not a lot about Willie Dee out there, but I have this album, Joachim Kuhn Band, Sunshower. This is a jazz fusion album, and it features Willie Dee on vocals on 2 tracks and Tony Newton on bass. I don't have this because of G-Force. When I was a kid, we had a neighbor who was old, quite a bit older. He was a big jazz guy, and he had all kinds of jazz stuff. I mean, this guy had an ultimate jazz collection on vinyl, and he had this, and he didn't really care for it, and he gave it to me. And it wasn't until much later I figured out, well, a couple of these guys were in G-Force. So anyway, I digress. That's a pretty decent album. So that came out in '78, that Sunshower album. So Gary started making songs that were a little more pop oriented after Glenn left. I'd say this album was probably more coherent than albums that he had previously worked on in his solo, his solo discography. Well, there's only really 2 albums before this, but Back on the Streets was kind of all over the place. But I would describe this as a pop metal album. Yeah. Or at least metal for that period. The thing about it is Gary plugged straight into the mixing board. Grant, you mentioned that.
100%. That's why the guitar sounds that way, because he did not use an amp. He went straight into the board, much like if you listen to the Beatles' Revolution, where it's real fuzzy guitar sound.
Okay, yeah, it's loud.
It's just right up
He
front.
plugged it right into the board and overdrove it. So that's why you have that sound.
So, still got a little bit here. So, they were kind of, like I said, I think they were sort of going for a Van Halen kind of thing. And they wanted to appeal to the American crowd, it seems like, with their music style. But the weird thing is they didn't play any shows in the U.S., and this album was never released in the U.S.
No.
Well, maybe later. But back then it was not.
I've got the original Jet CD, the original one, and I had to order it from the UK. There wasn't anything available here.
This is the vinyl. I don't think this is the original press because it's got a different inner sleeve. But then I have this. This is the twofer.
Yeah, I didn't know that came out. What's that, BGO? What is that?
This is on Castle Communications.
Oh, Castle.
The French pressing. But I also have that on vinyl as well. That's Japanese. Don't have the OBI though. Anyway, let me get through this. Okay, so around this exact same time, Sharon signed Ozzy. Okay, so G-Force was actually rehearsing with Ozzy like or at least members, like if Ozzy was looking for a drummer, he'd have Gary play and Tony Newton play, or if they were auditioning a bass player, they'd have Gary and Mark Nauseef playing. And then all of a sudden, Ozzy just picked up and moved to back to London or England, and the rest was history for Ozzy. But this album ends up coming out later, in what was it, May? You said of '80, but it just fizzled out. And from what I had heard, they had some work visa issues because all the band was American except for Gary. But they were only touring in Europe, and the Americans couldn't get work visas apparently to work longer. I don't know, but why didn't they just play in the U.S. if they really wanted to make it big in the U.S.? I don't quite understand all that. I don't think Gary was really happy with the band, but Gary never was happy with any of his bands, it seemed like, until he took charge and he was in total control. Sounds like Jet was mostly interested in Gary as a solo artist, and they didn't really care as much about having a whole band on retainer. And so Jet kind of let the band dissolve, and I think they just stopped paying the rest of the guys. Gary really needed to be his own band leader, and he didn't embrace that until Corridors of Power, really. Like I said, they only played about 20 shows, all in the UK, opening for Whitesnake. So
cool.
The songs are kind of cheesy at times, though, man. The lyrics, at least. God dang. They're all.
Yeah.
He was in a relationship with this chick, and he was real insecure about her. And I think all the songs that he wrote are about her because, man, these lyrics, there's some.
What, hot gossip? Come on, the lyrics to hot
there's
gossip.
There's a lot of insecurities going on here, and a lot of, this. Yeah, she's got you or she wants you. I don't know. But
a lot of Hughes.
Yeah. Either there's you in this title or love or both. It seems like in most of the songs. So, there were 3 singles: Hot Gossip, back to Because of Your Love, You, back to Trust Your Loving, which is not on the album, and then Rockin' and Rollin', and I Look at You. And I think that You Kiss Me Sweetly probably should have been a single instead of maybe one of the others. But anyway, all right.
Wait a minute, West Coast Dave, you're not a big fan of Kiss? What are you trying to say? He probably doesn't like Kiss.
Okay.
Go
now,
ahead.
I could take a break now instead of going into all the songs if somebody else wants to talk for a while. Webb, you talk for a while.
Let's throw it over to Webb. Webb,
yes, you
talk about it. Talk about what you like, what you don't like, and your rating out of 10, and we'll circle back around. We'll come back to Davey, and we'll come back to being bold. So go ahead. Webb, take it over.
Gladly, I will take over, but what Davey and what Byron said are things that I wrote down, which is awesome. And they can chime in on the songs. We can kind of do this as a group effort.
Sure.
You, the one of 4 titles with the word you in it, and one has your, so there's 5. What about that meaty? I got a lot of good adjectives. Meaty, chunky opening riff, right? I mean, and the band settles into the groove. Vocals, when they first hit, I was like, it's okay. I don't know about this guy's voice. Is it Gary or is it?
That's Willie. Gary's in. He comes in for the chorus.
Okay.
Willie's got a little bit of a deeper. I don't know how to describe this. It seems a little deeper.
Yeah.
Kind of soulful. I don't know.
We're both really not that great. Can we agree on that? Maybe. I don't know. I mean, everybody hears
it's all right.
Yeah, it's all right. It's formidable. Maybe. The guitar solo kicks in on the opener. I mean, you can tell it's kind of they thought it maybe be a single, and it was, right. And I felt like when I heard that solo kick in, because I must say I had never listened to this album until a month ago. So when we talked about it, so.
You rose to the occasion, Webb. That's what is important.
Gosh, I mean,
you're like a shining star here today.
Yes, and I say it's a solid opener, and it's kind of poppy, and it was a single. And then we go into the eruption kind of Gary's kind of, let's do a 2-minute and 20-second shreddy, fiery solo, and you're like, wow. I mean, it is in your face, right? and you know, people are getting this album because they want to hear something like this, is what I would think, especially in 1980. And the band kicks it in. Then it's up tempo rock, and I think that the rock and rolling part of it said Nauseef co-wrote. So there's a little co-write. Nauseef's on like 4. Yeah, Cretin will know. Nauseef's like on his co-writer on like 4 songs, and when they're during the chorus, when it's going rocking and roll, and Nauseef's doing those snare fills that are just like the bottom fill on Carousel Amber or something. You can't even hear it. It's so fast. And I was like, damn, that's good. And I said the band sounds jacked up in a good way. And then like Byron said, high school level lyrics, right? I mean, it's yeah, in the rhyming scheme, and it's like, it sounds like maybe like a 17-year-old kind of tried to write something for, you know, I don't know. That's just the vibe I got. She's Got You, song number 3. I saw Marlon talk. I think he said that was his favorite song in the chat.
Maybe.
And, yeah, it's 5 minutes ago at least. And
yeah, I'm not going to go back. Marlon's probably already in bed at this
He
point.
liked it, yeah.
well, there's a sax solo somewhere, so I'm sure Marlon,
Later on.
Later.
but
Last song.
what is it? Help me out, guys. What the effect on this song? I wrote that it was a phaser, but it's not. But it's so sharp. There's like some extra effect on the production of this song compared to the first 2. I wish we could play it and hear it. It's just really sharp. But this is a cool, slow halftime blues groove. Nauseef goes into like a little reggae beat in the second verse, which is cool. And then I put solo is insanely over the top. But again, isn't that kind of what this band's about? I mean, they are a band. I mean, they play like a unit, but it's Gary's show, right? I mean, it's Gary's show. And I put Shredding Madness gets heavier after the second chorus. The last 2 minutes, and I got specific 155. It goes into like this double, it's like the double kick kicks in. The band goes off. Nauseef goes off. He's like kind of, him and Gary are just going crazy. And I wrote it was blazing. So I thought that song was cool. 4, I Look at You, slower tempo, different structure, a lot more keyboards. I heard a police-ish rhythm kind of in the verses. I'd have to go back and listen again, but I'm hearing a little bit of police. Again, being a drummer, I'm focusing on everything, but I put good drumming by Nauseef, who's very versatile and very professional. And did the song need to be 6 minutes? Cretin, did it need to be 6 minutes long?
Creighton, we're throwing it over to you. 6 minutes?
Well, when this song comes on, it changes the whole complexion of the record because it's like a bluesy ballad. You just get hit, just pummeled by the first 3 tracks, and then it mellows out. So this is where they're stretching out on the song with the lyrics, with the vocal, just the arrangement of the song. It's like the big epic number on the album.
Yeah. And I have no problem with that by any means.
Good point. Very good point.
Excellent point, Cretin. Damn.
Well,
thanks.
And then, okay, so these guys, the rest of the Byron and all of y'all chime in on any of this. Because of Your Love, I put it's a cool hard rock groove, great bass line. I got a Thin Lizzy vibe on this one. And, he's coming out of Lizzy. Sizzling solo again, catchy chorus. But I didn't write any more, but it sounds like I really like that song. I need to go back and listen to it again, too.
Hey, Webb, what do you think of Mark's ride cymbal sound throughout the record? To me, that cuts through. That ride cymbal on every song. Like he's trying to make himself heard over Gary's guitar.
Maybe they were comparing, I would think Grant would be the one to comment on the production because that's very important to him and myself.
Well, my thought of the production on this record, it reminds me a lot of the first Dream Theater CD where everyone's trying to play over the other guy. And just Gary, the way you described Gary's sound, how he got his guitar sound by plugging directly into the board. That's why he just sizzles on the whole record. And the guitar comes in and it's almost like ear fatigue by the end of the album a little bit. And the way it's produced, it's a little dated sounding, I guess.
It's mixed.
It's an odd sounding guitar sound, but I don't know what the logic was behind that. I don't know.
Gary said he thought he sounded really good, but then he says once he heard it on vinyl, he said he didn't like it.
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell that means exactly, but
I feel like
once he heard it, he didn't like it. That's what it probably sounded different in the studio on the studio monitors, and then when it got laid to vinyl, he didn't care for it.
I think the production overall is this really sharp. I mean, it is 19. It almost sounds like maybe an 83 production. I don't know. It kind of has that little bit more mid 80s production. I mean, it is sharp. I mean, it hits you. I mean, it's like a drill in the ear. I mean, I was like, wow. You know, I mean, my ears are shot from all
the years of rock and roll, Webb. I mean, you're a road warrior.
Well,
rocking and rolling.
You Kiss Me Sweetly sounds like a single. I did put AOR Michael Bolton-ish vocals a little bit. And I felt like I was hearing somebody, like when I was hearing Willie Dee sing, it reminded me of somebody in that time period. But a lot of the singers,
I have someone in mind.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Graham Bonnet. What about Graham Bonnet from Rainbow?
Graham Bonnet, 100%.
He's
something
like
on here
belting
really
it
reminded
out,
me of that period.
Yeah. Cretan nailed that again.
Cretan
He's like
always
shouting
comes in
and
hot.
belting because she's trying to be heard too over the din. So he's just belting it out. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Yeah. And I don't know if you guys agree. Like I said, I listened to the album twice. That's all I really did. But I will go back and listen to it. It repeats the title a lot. I mean, She Kissed Me Sweet. It goes on. It's over and over and over, but it kind of sticks with you. So maybe they knew what they were doing right there.
But it wasn't a single. And like
it
Byron
wasn't
said, it should have been.
Hot Gossip.
Byron knows.
Hot Gossip. Okay. You're going to like this. Grant's going to like this. I'm predicting.
I will like it.
Well, you're going to like this connection. Or you're just going to say bullshit.
More than likely,
I like the call and response of the verse.
It's no Greg Raleigh and Steve Perry. No.
No.
Oh, was that? I thought that's what you're going to do.
No. The keyboard line. It's kind of buried. It sounds like Haircut 100, Love Plus One. Boom.
I'm good with that.
Yeah, you're like, whatever.
Hey,
I don't know that one.
If anybody's ever heard that Haircut 100 album,
I like that song.
Jesus, that's a great record.
That video was on all the time.
And I never paid attention to it because I thought it was just all fluff.
Yeah.
No, ladies and gentlemen. That Haircut 100 album is freaking killer.
Well, see, whoever thought of Gary Moore at G-Force would go on a tangent about Haircut 100?
We do that all the time, Webb. You know, it's just part of the show.
Yeah. Byron will know this. The solo on Hot Gossip that's one of the first times I hear like a harmony, twin harmony guitar, like on the solo.
Yeah, you get a little bit of that Thin Lizzy feel.
Yeah. I mean, I want you guys to say more. The Woman's in Love. Okay, here's another one, Grant.
Go ahead.
I'm hearing a Joe Jackson, Billy Joel kind of Glass Houses era vocal delivery in the verses. I mean, I really worked hard on that.
It's good. I think I agree.
Yeah, it kind of has a power or a new wave-ish power pop kind of sound. I thought there's orchestration in the chorus. Davey knows that. There's orchestration in the chorus. I don't know if it needed to be there. I mean,
I don't know. Byron, do you think the orchestration was needed?
Maybe not on that one. There's quite a bit of orchestration on I Look at You.
3 songs.
Later.
Oh, yeah, there was. Yeah. What was I going to say about this one again? I feel like it kind of has, this must be Marlon's favorite song, and Marlon just commented, yes, there's a sax solo on The Woman's in Love.
So you like that, Marlon?
I'm sure
you like
Marlon.
Woman's in Love?
Yeah, The Woman's in Love. And
Cretan doesn't like it.
That kind of
my least favorite.
Am I getting like a Springsteen vibe in this 1980, whatever that album was he released in
River?
Darkness, I think. Prove It All Night.
That's 77, isn't it? Darkness?
78.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. We got to start. Ken has praise. Grant, by the way, fantastic jazz show last night.
Oh, it was.
More. Well, we're going to have more because See, this is like a break. This is where I promote.
Yes, do it.
Pardo has a lot of more tracks. I just need to get Pardo booked again. But don't forget, next month, George Lamy will be back for another Fusions show. So, Ken, just keep buying your seats for each show, and we'll have a special spot for you up front.
Grant, you picked some great songs.
100% I did. You think I'm just some schmuck?
No, I'm just trying to make you feel even better about
I appreciate it. I feel fine.
I know. Well, I'm trying to even raise you up higher.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, you picked the Grant Green, didn't you?
No, that was Pardo.
I thought you picked the Grant Green. Okay. Well, here we are on
now
track.
I suck. Go ahead.
What? I'm on track 9. This album's 9 tracks. Is it? Cretan will tell me exactly how long the album is.
40 minutes and some odd seconds.
See, I knew
40:34.
See,
40 and a half minutes.
Right on the nose. I knew that was coming. Okay, am I hearing the Zepp rock and roll riff at the beginning, Byron? And I'm dancing. I kind of hear that. A lot of words. He's kind of trying to squeeze in all the vocals. It kind of sounds a little like they're trying to pack it in. They're having fun on it, but I put it was a good closer. They ended on a high note.
Web goes on and on, Marlon.
I'm done. Oh,
Marlon's bitching.
Marlon does this to me all the time, and then he'll backhanded compliment me later. But it's a sizzling guitar solo. That's a Pete Pardo one. As expected, the album's over. I think the band was really into this album. I feel like that they really were invested in it. Mm-hmm. It was better than I expected going in. I'm glad I got a chance to listen to this album. There's cool sections. There's cool parts. It's a professional band. I just don't know why it just got lost in the shuffle, right? Did it just get lost in the shuffle?
There was a lot of competition in 1980. Think about it.
Yeah, it just did nothing. It's great. It's good.
And how
it didn't get released in the States. That's the problem.
And I don't know how much promotion it got overseas.
Yeah. Well,
so they didn't release it here. It's already doomed.
Well, yeah. Okay. Well, that's it. And
what's your rate? Oh, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, I'm giving it a solid, I'm pretty picky on these ratings. If you're going to get a 9 or 10, you got to be good. I'm going to give it a 7.5.
7.5. I think that's fair.
And I enjoyed it more than I expected. It was, like I said, it was new and it's good melodic. Go out to anyone that doesn't know, just go out and give it a listen.
All right. I'm good with that. Marlon, Byron did not rate it yet. I'm just going to leave that for the moment. I'm going to go throw over to Cretan to get his rating and any thoughts that he has on the record.
Songs, guys.
No, you're fine, Webb. You're a true professional and you're a fancy dresser. So let's throw it over to Cretan. Cretan?
Okay, I'll go through my notes really fast. I don't have that many notes on each song. The first
We're only
song,
half hour in. We're all right.
Okay, the first song, You, has a heavier verse and then a very melodic, catchy chorus. So I could see why this was the first song and the lead cut on the record. And just when Gary's solo comes on, excellent solo, and he shreds on the whole album. And this is a very hook-laden number. And it was the second single? Yes, the second single. You was the second single. Then you get White Knuckles / Rockin' and Rollin'. And like you guys said, it shades of totally Eddie Van Halen's Eruption. And it reminds me of Yngwie Malmsteen. And this record as a whole, I think, was sort of, it didn't fit in with the new wave of British heavy metal, Nawabum at the time. And it was too early for the hair metal scene in America because Quiet Riot hadn't hit with Metal Health in 1983 yet and going into Motley Crue and all the other bands, etc. So this is sort of a record out of time. It doesn't really fit with the 70s or Nawabum or the hair metal of the 80s. It's too early for hair metal. If it would have come out 84, 85 in America, I think this would have been a really big record here because it does have catchy choruses and hooks, but just Gary's playing on the whole album shreds. And anyone who doesn't know this album should listen to it just to hear Gary's guitar. Like you said, he plugged right into the board and he's all over the place and he slays on basically every track on here. And I know the lyrics can be a little juvenile. They haven't dated that well. But on track 2, I wrote, you get a heavy riff and then a super shreddy, heavier lead guitar line over the riff when it goes into the rockin' and rollin' section. And I wrote, holy lead guitar, 4 minutes to 4 minutes, 10 seconds, Batman. Gary's on fire through this whole song. And this was definitely too loud and heavy for US radio in 1980. I don't really see any regular rock stations playing this. It would have been like a college station playing this in 1980. And I said here that the production reminds me of Dream Theater because everyone's playing over each other on that first Dream Theater record. She's Got You, track 3, written by Gary and the drummer Mark. When Willie and Gary harmonize on the chorus here, to me it sounds like Gene and Paul from Kiss. I'm not sure what Kiss song exactly, but when they say she's got you where she wants you now, it just sounds very Kiss-like to me.
Plastercaster.
Let me think.
It sounds like a heavier Kiss song than Plastercaster. And then
I'm just saying Plastercaster for the hell of it.
And then I used the same word that Webb used during Gary's sizzling solo. His rhythm guitar drops out, and you hear Tony Newton on the bass, and he's really going off on the bass. And Mark is doing the same on the drums. So that's reminiscent of the first Van Halen. Just the rhythm guitar drops out there, and you really hear the rhythm section under Gary's lead. Then, like Webb said, there's a reggae breakdown, which just takes you by surprise. What's reggae doing here? But somehow it works in the song. Then you get that long 6-minute track to end side 1 of the vinyl, I Look at You. And I put finally a calm sounding song so it breaks the monotony and the heaviness and the overall aggression of the record with track 4. Here's the first song. You get the strings, and they're arranged by Gary Moore on this song. And Gary still has some stinging guitar throughout, but this song and his approach here is more reminiscent of what he's going to do later on when he goes all blues, starting from Still Got the Blues, basically till the end of his career. And it's sort of he's laid back a little here, and he just goes with the flow of the song. And Mark, I put, has some nice drum rolls and drum fills on this song. Then on side 2, you get Because of Your Love, the 4-minute opener, co-written by Tony, Willie, and a guy named Dwayne Hitchings. You get vocals just by Willie here. And I put it's a fast-paced rocker to open side 2. You got driving, drum, and bass tandem throughout, and Gary shredding all over this song. And you get some nice rhythm guitar from Gary as well. People think of him as just this amazing lead player, but he also does great rhythm work too. And I put What a Solo. And here's where I wrote down Mark's ride cymbal. You just hear it cutting through the mix on the whole record. Track 6, You Kissed Me Sweetly. You get more strings, and these were arranged by the bass player Tony Newton, who co-wrote the song with singer Willie Dee. And Willie sings this one. And like you said, I put surprised this wasn't a single. And Gary still has a sterling, slightly shredding solo here. And it reminds me, I put down, this is where I wrote, reminds me of my favorite white-suited accountant, Graham Bonnet. Kind of a belter shouter vocal here. Track 7, Hot Gossip, written by Gary, sung by Gary. The first single, it's got a hooky chorus, but I don't like the chorus, where he says, hot gossip. Sort of reminds me of Aldo Nova with the song Hot Love from about the same time, a couple of years later. And just the chorus, it's very cheesy. The vocals here are cheesy. Gary pulls off a nice, sweet solo, but that chorus bugs me and the lyrics sound dated and cheesy. So track 7 and 8, the next one, The Woman's in Love. It's another weak song. The sax I don't like it. And when Gary's singing the verse in this song, Grant, here's one for you. It reminds me of I Only Want to Be With You by the Bay City Rollers. The way he's singing, da 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 da, and then it changes melody. But the beginning,
it's in that era.
Da 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 da. It just I hear the Bay City Rollers. How'd they get in here?
Who knew that Bay City Rollers would come up in a Gary Moore show?
Reggae and the Bay City Rollers.
Little raga and little bassy R, baby.
And this is the song with the sax, and just the sax. You get a sax solo. It's well played, but a sax with Gary Newman on a hard. I would say this album's a hard rock close to metal album, more of a hard rock album overall.
Hard rock.
And the sax just, it doesn't fit to me. And then you get the sax for the whole last minute. And that's a little bit of ear fatigue too for me. The last song, Dancing, no G, 4.5 minutes, written by the whole band, all 4 guys. And what Webb didn't mention, I wrote it's a fast-paced rocker, but you get a drum solo here on the song. And he's playing synth
Look at
percussion.
that. BM Bolt likes that.
No,
Wait,
I don't.
did I miss that?
He doesn't like that.
Yeah, there's a drum solo on this song.
Well,
And
now
you
I
get the
gotta go
synth
back and listen.
percussion, and then you
Yeah.
get some kind of, I don't know
You
what
don't
kind
like that?
I don't like drum solos, but I couldn't believe Webb didn't mention there was a drum solo.
I know. God, I
Damn it,
blew
Webb.
Blew it.
Well,
And then there's also
hold on.
an
I'll
effect-
take care of it. All right. Go on, Cretan.
classic. And then you
Is
get
that
even
better,
some-
Byron, that I got rid of him?
No, I like Webb. Bring him back.
Okay.
and you also get on Tony Newton's bass for a couple of bars, and then there's a
Okay,
break
he's
and
back.
a couple more bars. You get some kind of effect on Tony Newton's bass where it just pops through in the mix. I don't know if it's a flanger or whatever, but the bass just pops all of a sudden. So to me, the rhythm section gets a writing credit, I think, just for their solo work and what they add to the song. So it's a good way to end the album. And then you get a nice scream from Willie Dee as the song fades out. You get get a nice scream there.
Can you do
at the
that
end.
again, Cretan?
That was pretty good.
That was all right.
So-
That's pretty good.
Thanks. So the album ends well, but the 2 songs before, Hot Gossip and This Woman's in Love, to me, those are the weakest tracks. And I wrote down just what Webb said. I'm giving this a 7.5.
7.5.
For the album overall, 7.5. And I'm recommending it just to hear Gary's guitar playing. And the other guys, the rhythm section, they're great. Tony and Mark, too. The songs, the lyrics, like you guys said, I agree. I echo that. They're a little cheesy, but it's definitely worth hearing. And the last thing I'll say is I like side 1 much better than side 2. I think it's really front loaded. Those first 4 songs are really good, especially the first 3.
Ladies and gentlemen, Gary Joyce is here. Thank you,
Hello,
Gary.
Principal.
Now the show can start.
Now we can start the show. All right. Start over, Cretan. Give your intro since Gary's here.
You can rewatch it.
Gary's going to go with a 7. Thank you, Gary. Thank you, Cretan. Before we go to get to Mr. BM Bolt's thoughts on this record, if anybody hasn't given me their score yet, please give it to me and I will tally it over here so we can look at it at the end. Anyway, thank you, Mr. Cretan. You're one hell of a man.
Thank you.
Mr. BM Bolt, you're up.
Yeah. Okay. Since I've already covered a lot of stuff.
Well, yeah, but
I'm just going to talk about songs, but I'm going to keep it concise.
keep it concise because I don't have a lot of patience.
So the first track, You, I like it. Hard rock verses by Willie, poppy chorus with Gary, like you guys said, great solo by Gary. Now, when I hear this solo, when I hear Gary's solos, a lot of times when I hear John Sykes and Vivian Campbell solos, I hear a lot of Gary Moore.
Oh,
So
God darn that.
jeez.
You know what, Mr. Bolt? You are 100% correct.
yeah,
That's what we were waiting on from Byron.
Woo, bringing it in hard and heavy.
the first lick Gary plays that solo, Vivian Campbell does almost the exact same lick in Just Another Day off the Sacred Heart album, but I digress.
Damn.
It's got this really long descending pentatonic run too that he doubles. Just like, man, Gary, you just nailing it. Anyway, let's move on to the next.
I love it when he uses the term pentatonic.
Yeah.
Sounds so professional.
So
He
yeah, the
does.
whole the White Knuckles rock and roll, and like you guys, it's basically Eruption, but he doesn't tap. I don't know that Gary hardly ever tapped. He just liked to pick. But anyway, he recorded a few solos like that on Dirty Fingers, Gordo's Power, Victims of the Future. It's a very fast rocker. Willie sings it. It just smokes, like you guys were saying. She's Got You. There's a lot of reggae going on that track, and it's heavy at times too, though. The alternating vocals, and like you said, Gary Moore just goes off the last 2 minutes of that song. I Look at You, ballad. It's not bad. Willie singing it. A lot of strings. I think maybe the lyrics are a little cheesy and it's a little overproduced, but I don't mind it. really. And like you said, Gary really kind of holds back on the solos, but it's very melodic. Like
Well, I think he kind of knows what to play for the song.
yeah, he's tasty.
Exactly.
100%.
Because of Your Love, that's a Newton D track, like you said. Okay, when I hear this track, weirdly, it sounds to me like a Hughes Thrall song, even though Glenn Hughes had nothing to do with this. But the guitar work in it, I guess it's that I think Davey, you had mentioned his rhythm playing on that track. It's kind of funky. Gary's normally not like that. But it reminds me of some of the stuff that Pat Thrall did on the Hughes Thrall album, and just the tone and the solo, and it just doesn't sound like a Gary song that much, but I like it a lot.
Well, I'm just curious. I'm just throwing this out because based on what you said, do we even know through interviews or whatever what Gary Moore really was into at this time? What was his influences? Do we know? Does anybody know?
Byron would know.
I
mean, obviously something has influenced his.
I know his early influences.
Yeah.
I think he listened to a lot of stuff because he played a lot of different types of stuff in his career.
Yeah.
So
Christian's going, all right. Everybody, Christian's going to leave now. So we'll continue. Christian, thanks for showing up. You got to stay cool. You can't get hot.
Is Gary Moore just a curmudgeonly guy? I mean, is that just what it is? I mean, is he,
That's part of it. And he was hugely influenced by Jimi Hendrix, of course. But what guitar player wasn't?
Was he hanging out with Eddie Van Halen, according to like Ernesto said?
I read some stuff where Gary would check out Van Halen when he was living in LA there around this time. But then I read that Eddie liked to watch Gary play too. So, they were close to the same age. But Gary, people I hear, they say Gary was a nice guy, but he could be kind of an asshole too at times. So I don't know.
That's what they say about Byron.
Oh, I'm an asshole all the time.
So. All the time. Sorry, I misinterpreted that. Jukebox Cowboy says he was allegedly influenced by Peter Green and Eric.
Peter Green, all those
on G-Force. Okay.
Yeah, Peter Green though, Clapton, because he was a kid in the '60s, idolizing those guys, Hendrix, all those guys were over there, and he was checking them out as a young teenager. So, all right, where did I leave off? I think, You Kiss Me Sweetly. Yeah, like I said, I wrote it down. It should have been a single. It's power pop, catchy, but it still rocks a little bit.
Yeah, I like that song.
It has some strings in it. Hot Gossip. First thing, there's a video for that on YouTube if you want to go check it. He actually made a video.
I'm gonna look for that.
Yeah, and
check that out.
It pretty much follows the song.
Ladies and gentlemen, Guitar Hack.
Guitar Hack.
I bet Hack likes a little bit of Gary Moore.
Oh yeah,
Hack could elaborate on Gary Moore.
Should have had Hack on here. What the hell was I thinking?
Yeah.
But yeah, that Hot Gossip solo's very Thin Lizzy style. Very Thin Lizzy style. I didn't put much for Women's in Love, other than I said wrote sax solo. I was going to come back to it, and I don't think I ever did. It's all right. It just doesn't fit on here, like you guys are saying. There's some things. This whole Van Halen thing, I see it on some of these tracks, and then some of them like, not Van Halen at all.
Hack, I've got an idea for you. I probably said that the last time, but this might be something you're interested in. I'll be in contact. Go ahead, Byron.
Dancing, the last track on here. Everybody co-wrote that. Willie sings it. It rocks, man. Has a short drum solo. Webb didn't notice it though.
Golly, man. I got to go back.
I'm gonna mention the one song that was not on the album. It's not on. I don't think it's even in on any of the reissues. It was a B-side called "Trust Your Loving." Can you believe that? Trust Your Loving.
Don't you have to?
I mean,
was he heartbroken during this, or was he just
this is a Newton and Dee song though.
Oh,
but they wrote "Because of Your Love" and "You Kiss Me Sweetly" too. So they were apparently all thinking the same thing. I don't know, but this is kind of a bass-driven mid-tempo track. Willie sings it. It's okay. Gary's got a pretty good solo on it, but not his best. It's on YouTube if you want to check it out sometime. So I'm going to go with an 8.
An 8. All right.
I thought you might go.
I'm biased. I'm biased though, so maybe it's a 7, but I'm giving it an 8.
Are we still look?
What,
Sydney, are we still going 100%? What were you out doing? Irrigating your water pick?
He had a 2
This
hour.
was the 80s, 100% Ernesto.
We
Good
started
point.
late.
Grant. They had a 2 hour and 30-minute show with Cretan the other day.
Who did?
Sydney and
Sydney
Logan.
and
And
Logan.
Cretan.
What do you mean they had a 2-hour show with you the other day?
2.5 hours.
Of what were you talking about?
Kansas.
You did a 2-hour show talking
2.5
about Kansas.
hours.
2.5.
Marathons.
If you can't do that Kansas show in an hour, you need to have more practice.
And that was my 7th Kansas show on YouTube.
2.5 hours.
2 hours.
I told that story back in the day, 100 years ago. We did a whole U2 series where we would look at friggin' maybe 2 records and we would talk 3 hours when we started off.
That's
It was like
legendary now.
torture. I remember sitting there falling asleep. If you can't do it in an hour, hang it up, because no one's going to sit through that shit.
Yeah,
I don't want. I think.
I did.
Well, that's because you were on camera, Cretan.
Yep.
Grant, you and Hack could do a Canadian rock. I did a
Cretan.
Canadian. Well, maybe.
Davey, do you have your notes from the Kansas show? I mean, it's got to be like that thick. I mean, it's okay.
I bet they didn't even have to talk. I bet Cretan had it all under control.
I had 1 page of notes.
All right.
That's all.
Hack, all right, real quick. Hack, because I don't have his score. Hack, do you know G-Force record? And can you give me a rating out of 10? Because I think I've got everybody else's. And we're already at 51 minutes. And God knows I'm not going into an hour over 2.5 hours.
You haven't even given your review yet.
Yeah, it's going to be
Okay.
quick. I'm a professional. Come
We
on.
want to hear you.
I want to see it. All right.
Hack.
What about a Frank Sinatra show with Davey? You mean that would be more like Schnee, not Cretan.
Rocking and rolling.
G-Force,
rocking and
maybe a
rolling,
7. All right.
rocking
Hack's
and
going to go with the
rolling.
7. All right. Here's my, thank you, Hack. Okay, here we go. My thoughts on this record.
Yes.
Well, for one, I'm going to rate it fairly high just because of they were very creative on this record. Whether do you think the lyrics are very juvenile or whatever? It's a very creative record. The fact that they took that initiative and he plugged his guitar amp into the board for such a bizarre tonality, I'm in, because it's just like cool. The thing is, you could give this a decent review based on Gary Moore's guitar playing alone. I don't give a freaking rat's ass if the song's any good. Gary Moore on this record is on fire. If you're a guitar player, just listen to Gary Moore play. Yeah, it's got kind of a weird tone, but some people liked it. I can't remember who likes it, but whenever Gary Moore is playing a solo on here, I'm like sitting back in my chair and I'm just like, Christmas. What a good player. But I think a lot of this thing, I think what killed the band for one, Jet Records, I don't know. Jet Records seem to work out for ELO, but they never released this record here. I think the band, Mark, Willie, and Tony, I think the band's top notch. I don't have any problem with the vocals. I think maybe the material could have been better. But, still, if you're Gary Moore fan, you have to have this record. But it's got, there's... If you like to hear Gary Moore play something like this and not play the blues, you definitely would want this. But it's hard rock, it's blues, it's fusion. I think the gentlemen on this panel have already talked about the tracks. I don't have to go into it anymore. I think it's a decent record. Let's say this. I bought it because we were going to do this show. What?
I'm just showing it. while you're talking.
Oh,
People are
just
bored listening to you.
Grant's just blabbing away. Now I don't know what I was saying. What would I give this? You know what Martin Popoff gave this record? He gave this a 7 out of 10, ladies and gentlemen.
Ooh,
and I'm looking at our scores here. I mean, everybody's kind of lining up with what Martin did with 7.5, 4, 7.1. What would I give this? I think I could give this, I feel confident that I would give this a 7 out of 10 because Gary Moore's guitar work is out of this world on this record. White Knuckles, Hot Gossip stand out for a rock track. Those tracks just kick ass and peel paint. Is it as good as some of the other stuff that he did? Well, I don't know. There are better records out there in this genre, obviously. But I think it's worth for Gary Moore's guitar work. Get it. It's at least a 7. Maybe the tracks aren't as great. Maybe the vocals aren't, up to snuff as far as, I think the band is probably better than what the vocals can compete with, to be quite honest. Because the band's on fire. And maybe the weakest part is the vocals for me. But Gary Moore's all over it. I'd be happy giving this a 7.
I'm gonna ask. Can I ask Byron a question? Put him on the spot. He'll know.
Only if I can make Byron big.
Byron,
go ahead, ask him a question.
Okay, so Byron, I'm not that much of a Gary Moore fan, so don't shoot me. But give me 2 records that represent Gary Moore's. Like, if I had just had to pick 2, what would it be? To hear his best playing. Man, you love him so much. That's like asking me. I mean, would it be the
Corridors of Power is probably considered one of his best. It's more of a rock album.
Yeah.
I like also, man, his 80s period is really strong. I would also probably go with Wild Frontier.
Oh, shit, I got rid of Byron.
Oh, he was in mid. You got rid of everybody.
Shit, I got rid of. How'd I do that?
There he is.
Everybody disappeared.
Maybe Wild Frontier. I like that one a lot. Yeah. It's very Celtic.
That's the first one I ever bought.
Yeah.
It is time to wrap this dog up, Steven. I like the way you think.
I just wanted to hear Byron's expertise. I know he loves them, so I just wanted to ask.
I understand. No, I'm talking. It's fine. Everybody, it's fine. All right. Thank you, Mr. BM Bolt. Let's tally this thing up. Let's see what we've got. Holy mackerel. Okay, if we round this up, we've got a 6.8.
That's all? Wow.
That's it.
Must have gotten some low scores.
Someone gave a 4. Someone gave
a 4. We have a 4.
Oh, okay.
Brought us down. 6, a 5. We got a 2. We had 2 4s. We have a. That's what brought it down.
Okay.
6.78. So, I don't know.
It's no Joe's Garage.
It's no Joe's Garage, which I thought was fabulous.
That was unprecedented.
Ernesto gave it a 4 and brought us down.
Come on, Ernesto.
Oh, God. Come on.
Ash says that's about right. All right, we're good. Degrading the memory of Gary for everybody here voted. Not me.
Sid gave it the highest rating of anybody, I think. I think Sydney did.
What'd you give it?
Always the highest or the lowest.
Yes, there's no in between.
No middle ground.
I think he gave it an 8 point. He did something
8.8. Well, Ernesto's been good this show, so I'm not going to ban her.
Sid, tell us what you gave it, what you did. You're right.
Sydney, what did you give this?
He was 8.
Real quick.
Sid,
Ken says, Webb, you were seriously check out those albums. You will love it.
Ken's
he gave it an 8.8.
Yeah,
he gave it 8.8.
Yeah.
That's cool. All right. I guess we can wrap this dog up. So there you go. G-Force, one and done. Gary Moore and the band. Gary Moore and the boys.
Mm-hmm.
One and only album. What?
You should hype next week's show.
What's
next Monday
week?
night show.
He doesn't remember. He doesn't know.
I don't have my book in front of me. I think next
Okay.
Monday we're doing I know what it is. God
Yes.
damn it. Next Monday, ladies and gentlemen, we will be live again. We will be, and DC will be back out of his baseball break.
Right
might be
field.
injured.
Out of right field.
We will be looking at the Grays, correct?
Yes.
Beauchamp. What? Power Pop, Beauchambeau or something.
Rochambeau.
Ray.
I can never remember the name of that album.
Rochambeau.
It's a pretty cool album. That's all.
And
This
it's a
is designed my
Jellyfish
logo.
Offshoot album.
Mm-hmm.
Sydney, one thing you need to know about Ernesto is he did not design your logo. It's AI generated. He didn't design anything. God. Plug the show I'm being on. Who? DC, who kidding? Love DC. DC's the
What's
best.
the show Sid's going to be on? Plug the show I'm being on. Which
Next,
one is?
what? Wednesday you're on. 2 days.
Oh, Sid's on there with me? I know.
No, Sid's on the week after.
Okay, I'm up this Wednesday.
Correct. And
According to
Sydney's
you.
on the week after.
Ah, cool.
It looks good. It looks AI, Ernesto. That's what it looks like.
Ash, no way. I can't handle that.
Webb needs a channel. Webb, where's your channel? We got to wrap this dog up. We're at over an hour.
I cannot handle that.
Wrap it up.
Yep.
Oh, listen. Sydney said he still had to type his commands into the AI. Right. You guys always going the easy way out. I just don't get it. Go big or go home's the way I say. All right, boys. Thanks for doing this. Hopefully we turned you on to some G-Force and some Gary Moore. We will be back. Nothing's happening. Yeah, we will be back Wednesday. What I forget. That's the show with
it's probably DC, right? This
yeah,
little
DC. Little known bands that you should know about. We will be live, and Webb has 3 bands that he has chosen.
Oh,
So Webb is just DC and I hosting, but it's Webb's show pretty much. That's how we do it.
Oh yeah.
So this is the second episode.
I'm ready to
Hack, I'm going to be in touch. I need to ask you a question. So, all right. I love it when Hack's here. We need more Hack on this channel. Kyle, thanks for stopping by.
I didn't pick Rush.
Dave.
Thanks.
Webb, he didn't. No. These are little known bands.
Little known bands.
Little known bands, not Rush. Oh. All right, we'll see. This has went on too long. We're 2 minutes over. All right, everybody. Thanks, panel. Cretin, Webb, BM Bolt. We will see you on the next one. Everybody keep it clean. Have a good night and have a happy Tuesday. We will see you.